The member for Scarborough-Agincourt.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Education. Minister, you introduced the Accepting Schools Act in November. Shortly after you introduced that legislation, the MPP for Kitchener-Waterloo also introduced a private member's bill, Bill 14, on anti-bullying. At that time, you said, and the Premier also said, that you would be willing to work with the opposition and include elements of Bill 14 in the Accepting Schools Act. When the opposition education critic, the member Nepean Carleton, had the second reading, lead off the Accepting School Act, she said, quote, "Let's put these two bills into committee," end of quote. She said the Ontarians want to work together. Mr. Speaker, my students in Scarborough-Agincourt support the Accepting Schools Act. Through you to the Minister, can you tell this House why she hasn't passed the anti-bullying legislation yet?
Minister.
Thank you, Speaker. And I want to thank the member for Scarborough-Agincourt for her question, because she has been an active participant in the debate in this legislation. However, Speaker, it is very unfortunate that much of the debate time has been taken up with procedural games. The PC party has disrupted the debate on this important legislation.
I would ask the Minister to stick to the question asked on government policy.
This morning during debate, Speaker, on this very bill, we had the bells ringing, Speaker. What I have said, Speaker, on so many occasions is this legislation must be Bill 13 to committee. We want to hear debate on it. We want to have conversation at committee so we can make Bill 13 the best bill that it can be. And that's why, again, Speaker, I'm calling on the opposition to move Bill 13 to committee so that we can get to the important work of amending the legislation, incorporating elements of Bill 14. We always said, Speaker, would be open to making sure that we had the best bill, the strongest bill to protect all of our students, Speaker. Let's get that bill to committee. Let's stop ringing bells.
Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the Minister's response. The Minister is correct, and I have listened to the debate attentively in terms of Accepting Schools Act on 7 different occasions, Mr. Speaker. And what I've noticed is that the PC party has repeatedly said they want to work with us. In spite of all of that, the bells have kept ringing in this legislation, which will make a real difference in the lives of Ontario kids, isn't moving forward. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, during the debate, the member of Dufferin-Caledon said, quote, "What would I like to see is for the Minister to stand up and say what kind of
come to order, please."
She had with the members from Kitchener-Waterloo," end of quote. Speaker, through you to the Minister, will the Minister tell the House how she has tried to work with the opposition to pass this legislation?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I really appreciate the chance to speak on the record about this. I met with the member from Nepean Carleton and the member from Kitchener-Waterloo on February 23rd, Speaker, and after that meeting I thought that we had an understanding to move the legislation quickly to committee so that we could start helping kids right away. Since then, my staff have met with the member for Kitchener-Waterloo.
Member from Renfrew, come to order, please.
And I've had repeated correspondence with her. Last week, on April 11th, I sent the member another letter urging her to help move this legislation to committee, Speaker, including a list
member from
that
Caledon.
had more than half of her bill incorporated into Accepting Schools Act. She asked for more specificity, Speaker, and yesterday I sent the member a list with the entirety of the amendments in legislative language. I will say again, Speaker, on this side of the House, we are deeply committed to making Ontario schools a more accepting space so that all of Ontario students can be safe and protected and achieve their goals. Speaker, we want to get this bill to committee. We want it.
Thank you. Please sit down.